A fire broke out in Bowling Green, Kentucky this past Wednesday, and 2 pronounced dead and 6 injured after a shooting at Florida State University.
Live from the campus of Western Kentucky University, you're watching News Channel 12, where commitment makes the difference.
Welcome to News Channel 12, live at 1. I'm Megan Geisler. And I'm Sterling Spears. A 16-year-old was shot and injured at Skyline Village Mobile Home Park Wednesday morning. Schools in the area like Warren Central High School and Warren Elementary School were put on lockdown. The victim was transported to a hospital and then airlifted for further treatment. The victim's condition is unknown at this time. There is no information on the suspect. If you have any information on the shooting, please contact the Bowling Green Police Department at 270-393-4000. A fire started at Kenway Disposal on Louisville Road this past Wednesday morning. The Bowling Green Fire Department rushed to Kenway Disposal, where crews found a large trash fire. The fire was contained quickly and put out before reaching a nearby building. There have been no reported injuries. An active shooter was on campus at Florida State University last night. 2 people were killed and 6 others were injured. The suspect is in custody and is a 20-year-old sheriff deputy's son. The Tallahassee police chief said the quote, "This remains an open and active investigation, and TPD is committed to bringing justice to the victims in this case," end quote. In recent national news, an earthquake with a magnitude of 5.2 shook the city of San Diego this Monday. The depth of the quake was about 8 miles and more than half a dozen small aftershocks were recorded. Although there have been no reports of damage, the earthquake did affect transportation services. Californians also got to experience the effectiveness of an earthquake early warning system, many saying they received the alert before they felt the shaking. This type of communication could save lives in the event of a major earthquake. Tatiana, will it ever feel like summer and warm up?
It will actually, and that's what we're expecting for our Easter weekend. We can take a look over here. Current Bowling Green conditions, we're sitting at 80 degrees and it is absolutely lovely outside. Just a few clouds out there, nothing too crazy. Winds from the south at 17 miles per hour with a dew point at 56, so relatively dry in the area. And then looking into our wind speeds throughout all of Kentucky, we got Elizabethtown just at 25 miles per hour and everything surrounded around it is just in the teens. So a little bit gusty outside, but overall a really nice day. And then for our temperatures, it's relatively the same as well throughout all of Kentucky. We can see Bowling Green, 79. Monticello over here is at 81 though, but everything is looking absolutely nice today. And then into our current radar, we see a little bit of clouds moving into Bowling Green, but Paducah is having some rain showers moving in with a little bit of cloud cover. Again, nothing too crazy currently going on. And our weather headlines, stable conditions today, but thunderstorms looking into Monday and next week, a potential temperature roller coaster. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tatiana. Coming up, one new act has people feeling something and making it harder for some women to vote.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
The House passed a bill that could reshape how Americans register to vote. The bill is called the Safeguard Eligibility Act, also known as the SAVE Act. The act would require voters to show proof of U.S. citizenship, like a birth certificate or passport, driver's license, and military IDs would need to be accompanied by a birth certificate, but are not enough on their own. The goal of this act is to safeguard elections and prevent now citizens from voting. This has caused controversy among citizens, especially married women. Many women changed their name upon getting married, and their driver's license no longer shares the same name as their birth certificate. This could pose to be a problem when registering to vote.
The Student Government Association elections ended this week with the results being posted this past Wednesday. After the end of campaigning, Rush Robinson is the new student body president of WKU, with Savannah Kurtz as student body vice president and Gabriel Jordan as chief financial officer. Along with those positions, the SGA elected new officers for the Student Senate. All of this information can be found on WKU's socials. Bowling Green is home to many sights as well as tastes. From American-style dinners to modern coffee houses, there are plenty of close places to grab a bite. These are Brenna's Bikeable Eats.
Culinary journey is Lisa's Dairy Dip, an American-style burger joint and ice cream shop.
I came from Smith's Grove, from the Flavor Aisle, which was a 60-year-old business my mom had. And so, you know, that door closed and this one opened, and I'm blessed to be here in Bowling Green.
Lisa serves burgers, pork tenderloins, and chuck wagons, but there's so much more than that. Lisa also runs a sober living home and employs her residents to help in the restaurant.
This gives them opportunity for me to, they build trust. I trust them with everything I've got. They work my money. I can leave and they do, you know, I can leave them here by themselves and trust them. They build a trust with me. I've really got some good workers from sober living. People that are getting sober are really hard workers.
Lisa said her work in sober living is her purpose, and the restaurant gives people a second chance.
It's my calling. I love helping people, and that's what keeps me sober.
Moving up the road, I took a quick stop at Empanadas BG. This restaurant storefront opened up last month, but they are no strangers to Bowling Green.
So we started with a food truck around 4 years ago, in the middle of the pandemic. So we did the food truck for 4 years, and then this opportunity presented itself to open up here.
Empanadas are a traditional Latin pastry and are enjoyed around the world, and Juan Gomez brought this delicacy to the Bowling Green area.
Empanadas were something that we used to normally eat at home, and we saw that it was something that was missing in the community. Like, not many places offered empanadas the way that we offer them. So we just thought it would be a good idea to get that going.
I was able to get an empanada to go before preparing for my last interview. Unfortunately for the foodies, I wasn't able to film my reaction, but these empanadas were amazing. They even had the restaurant's name on the empanada. My last stop was for a morning coffee and a snack at Millhouse Coffee. Right next to the Hot Rods field, this cafe brings a modern style to downtown.
Millhouse wants to provide an experience. Like Millhouse, when you go to different coffee shops, you're not gonna get an experience like this, where you can not only come here and get a drink or breakfast or lunch, but you're gonna come here and have an experience.
RJ Patel and his family took over the company a little over a month ago and continues to bring that big city feel to our growing city. And Bowling Green is supporting Millhouse right back.
Obviously, when you go to a new city, you worry about how it's going to be, but Everyone has been welcoming, and the community out here and also in Franklin have been wonderful.
What a journey. We have gone through so many amazing local businesses and learned so much about this community. This has been Furnace Bikeable Eats. Until next time.
You know, that was such an amazing story, especially because I don't have a car on campus, so I rely a lot on where I can walk to. So this was really interesting.
Well, Lisa's is actually really good. I've been there before, and the price is good. You can get a lot of food for pretty cheap, so good place to eat. Annabelle Hernandez, a well-known Mexican investigative journalist, was invited to WKU this Tuesday to accept the Flesh Shaker Green Award for courageous international reporting. She gave advice to WKU's journalism students to work hard and never give up on their dreams.
Just to start to
She has
explain
also
how
received several.
we have to believe on ourselves. And this is crucial, not just for journalists, it's crucial for everything.
She has also received several other awards and honors for her work exposing the connections between the corrupt Mexican government and the organized crime rampant throughout her home country. Before she left campus this Wednesday, she visited Professor Mac McCarroll's class to share more about her experience reporting on the cartel in Mexico.
So Sterling, I know you went to see this presentation. Tell me a little bit about it and like what you saw and what you learned.
It was actually really interesting. She said that she had to deal with the cartel in Mexico, and she actually lives in Europe now because they're out to get her because of her work exposing how bad the crime is and how the government works together with the cartel to.
Yeah. Up next, Tati brings us a full forecast for next week here on News Channel 12.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Western Weather Watch forecaster Tatiana Barr, welcome back. Right now our temperatures in Bowling Green are sitting at 79 degrees and all throughout the Commonwealth relatively nice. And then looking into our wind speeds, all of them coming from the south and the west. Bowling Green directly from the south at 17 miles per hour. Up in Louisville reaching into the 20s, and right above us in Elizabethtown is 25. Overall, nothing significant happening. Our current radar showing just a little bit of cloud cover moving over Bowling Green, but still relatively sunny outside. And Paducah will be getting a little bit of rain coming in with some clouds accompanied. Other than that, the rest of Kentucky is looking relatively nice. However, Throughout the rest of the weekend, we can see nothing else is happening, but a cold front begins moving its way into the area Saturday, bringing some more cloud cover over Bowling Green. And then into Monday is when we really start to see these storms moving their way into Bowling Green. And we can see that around 6:30 into 7:30 a.m. on Monday. And for our 7-day rain graph right now, Monday is when we really start to see those rain chances increasing into the 40 to 60% range. Tuesday looking relatively clear, as well as Wednesday beginning our rain chances again throughout the rest of the week. And then we can take a look at our precipitation almanac. This is when things really start to get interesting. As we can see, for the month, we've already had 10.63 inches, and we are sitting at just under 8 inches above average for the month of April. And then for the year, usually we expect about 28.66 inches, and we are 13.7 inches above average. So April overall and the year of 2025 so far has been pretty rainy. And then for tomorrow, we can expect cloudy skies throughout all of the day, sitting at just 70 degrees, rising just into the mid 70s. No rain chances expected throughout tomorrow or into our Easter weekend. And as we can see into the 7-day forecast, today we are expecting those wind speeds to continue, but Saturday and Sunday is when they start to drop down a little bit. Cloud cover remaining until Monday. We begin to have those rain and storm chances increasing into the 60% range. Temperatures rising into the upper 70s. Tuesday remaining at 78 degrees, mostly sunny. And then Wednesday, we really start to see those rain chances increasing. Thursday is what we really want to pay attention to as storms become possible for the area. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tatiana. Coming up, Brenna and Cole give us the latest with sports.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys. You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to News Channel 12, and it's time for our look at sports.
Yeah, Brenna, our first highlight of the night takes us to Nick Dennis Field for the 100 Miles of Hate rivalry. And there were free hot dogs here, so you can count me in, Brenna. I don't know about you. Free hot dogs? Yeah. All right, so let's roll the highlights here. MTSU, they started off strong on the mound, but Coach Reardon, he found an answer. His name is Austin Holler, goes yard, brings in 3 runs to tie it up in the second inning. And then the lefty, Patrick Morris, catches him watching the paint dry. Brenna, are you a Hoosiers fan?
I'm a topper all the way, so I don't know.
Okay, there we go. But later, the Blue Raiders did find some offense. They still need, though, they can hit the ball pretty well. They need to work on the celebrations, though. Watch this, Brenna. What's that move? It's like a half Heisman. I don't know what it is. But MTSU continue to find ways to produce offense. They reclaim the lead. And again, Brenna, the half Heisman strikes again. It's a great movie title.
Eating the corn.
Exactly. But Kyle Hayes let a naysayer know. He hits it. The Hilltoppers get a 9-5 win over that blue school 100 miles south, claiming a win at home, remaining undefeated at the Nick.
And don't forget our girls. Over at the WKU softball complex, Hilltopper softball got back in the win column. Rylan Smith led her team from the circle, posting 4 strikeouts and earned her 12th win this season. Kennedy Stinson was on fire from the plate, going 2 for 3 and drilling 1 home run in the contest. And in this show, you saw I like to bike, I like to eat, and the Hilltoppers put out a feast, winning the opening game 6-2. Good thing I can bike there too.
There you go. Yeah. That was like rhyming, you know, next Snoop Dogg right there.
I am Snoop Dogg.
There you go. WKU women's golf, they had a historic win this past week. They won their first Conference USA title in program history. Golfers Katie Craig and Sydney Hackett led the Hilltoppers to their first NCAA tournament bid. Hackett won the individual title, becoming the second Lady Topper to complete this historic feat. WKU will now compete in the national tournament, which begins May 5th. This marks the 43rd Conference USA title for WKU Athletics, the most in conference history since they joined the league. And let's first talk about WKU golf. Obviously, we know about Katie Craig. She was actually the first Lady Topper to win an individual title in 2023. Her teammate Sydney Hackett follows it up with an individual championship in 2025. Lady Topper golf is on a historic run right now.
That is incredible. I can't even play putt-putt. These girls are phenomenal. I haven't seen anything like it.
You know, I'm not the most patient person in the world, so when I'm putt-putting, I think everyone at World of Golf up in Florence, Kentucky gets worried because they know the greens are going to get damaged when I'm on the greens. So I'm glad that Katie Craig and them are doing great things. But let's talk about baseball, Brenna.
Oh, yes. So this baseball game, we celebrated Mark Raridan's 100th win. And with this game, 101.
Yeah.
But speaking of 100, the WKU band is celebrating 100 years of just being here.
Just being here. You'll get that story next on News Channel 12.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Coming up next week, campus will be celebrating 100 years of the WKU Band. Starting in 1925 with only 18 members, the program has grown to serve over 400 students in multiple ensembles. There will be a series of anniversary gala concerts next Friday and Saturday. The WKU Symphonic Band and Wind Ensemble will both be featured in the performances.
Churchill Downs is working to complete an $80 million renovation in time for this year's Kentucky Derby.
You know, crews are just wrapping up, putting finishing touches now. You know, we're dotting I's and crossing T's.
It's a race against time as thousands of employees work around the clock to finish new additions before the gates open for Derby Week. One of the biggest changes, the starting gate courtyard.
We tore up and removed all the bleacher seats and have replaced them with stadium-style, comfortable, padded and seating.
$80 million project is designed to enhance the overall experience for the 150,000 people expected to fill Churchill at Derby 151.
We've built a courtyard and a pavilion where permanent bedding windows, permanent concession stands that work great for the all-inclusive seating.
And in the infield, bleachers are going up as part of the setup of temporary structures.
We have about 125 different temporary structures that are built, 2,500 bike racks / barriers that are put up around the facility, nearly 30,000 linear feet of fencing.
Everything is expected to be completed for opening night, which is April 26th. One WKU group is using the force to bring a new hobby to campus.
A short time ago, in a little galaxy known as Owensboro, Kentucky, a saber guild was built. We're going to travel down the road and get y'all a little inside information on how this guild was built and maybe even get y'all a little duel. Let's hit the road. By day, these guys are known as Mike and Taylor. But when night falls, they become Cadus and Aurelius. Cadus and Aurelius are members of the Western Kentucky Saber Guild and are two of its best duelers. But not only have they grown with their ability with a lightsaber, but they have found true passion and a hobby.
I'm definitely more on point and competitive whenever I do this.
It's basically taken over my life at this point, and I'm not exactly complaining, but I know my wallet is.
It costs to be the best. Upwards of $1,000. But that is just what guild leader Lady Ursa is. Truly the best.
She seems to keep herself more calm and paced on her positioning and the way she thinks things through. She tends to pick me apart most of the time.
After watching the pros go at it, I decided it was my turn to give it a go. And my first opponent would be none other than Cadus. You won this time around, Cadus, but I'll be back. With News Channel 12, I'm Gus Warren.
To learn more about the Western Kentucky Saber Guild or try it yourself, just visit their Facebook page at Western Kentucky Saber Guild.
NASA's Curiosity Mars rover may have just provided a possible answer to the mystery of what happened to the planet's ancient atmosphere. A new report says after digging parts of the planet's surface, the rover found the presence of siderite, an iron carbonate material. The lead author of the research says the discovery of the mineral is surprising because up until now, they believe that Mars once had a thick carbon dioxide-rich atmosphere and liquid water on its surface, and that the carbon dioxide and water reacted with Martian rocks to create carbonate minerals. But so far, the robot hasn't been able to find the amounts of carbonate on the planet's surface as predicted by this theory. The findings of carbonate mineral in rocks beneath the surface suggest that carbonate may be masked by other minerals in near-infrared satellite analysis. The research was reported in an April paper in Science.
So I know Easter is coming up this weekend, Sterling, so tell me, when the Easter Bunny came to your house and gave you an Easter basket, what was in it?
Probably some jelly beans, some cash, a big chocolate bunny.
Okay. Jelly Belly jelly beans or the Starburst jelly beans?
Starburst. Because by far Starburst.
Starburst were the best. Same. We had the Starburst jelly beans, chocolate, all of that different stuff. And then my mom always gave us a $5 bill.
Well, I'm excited for Easter coming up. That's all we have time for today. Thanks for tuning in to News Channel 12.
Have a great day.